Physical science, measurement, story of transport, non-standard units of measurements, measuring the length of a curved line, measurement of length, area, volume and time, CGS and SI units of length, area, volume and time, conversion of units from CGS to SI and vice versa, motion, describing motion, motion and rest, motion along a straight line, types of motion, translatory, rotatory and oscillatory, scalars and vectors, distance, displacement, speed, velocity, average velocity, acceleration, graphical representation of motion, distance, time graphs, velocity, time graphs, uniform motion and non-uniform motion, equations of motions, uniform circle motion, laws of motion, balanced and unbalanced forces, first law of motion, inertia and mass, momentum, second law of motion, third law of motion, force, friction and pressure, force, a push or a pull, exploring forces, effect of force on objects, types of forces, field force and contact force, net force, types of friction, statistic, sliding and rolling, factors affecting friction, friction a necessary evil, increasing and reducing friction, fluid friction, pressure executed by liquids and gases, pressure of liquids at different depths, atmospheric pressure, gravitation, uniform circle motion, universal law of gravitation, free fall, acceleration due to gravity, motion of objects under the influence of gravitational force of the earth, mass and weight, thrust and pressure in fluids, buoyancy, floating and sinking objects, Archimedes principle, work energy, scientific conception of work done by a constant force, energy, force of energy, kinetic energy, potential energy, mechanical energy, law of conversion of energy, conversion of energy from one from to another, power and its units, sound, a form of energy, production of sound, some musical instruments, sound needs a medium for propagation, human ear, hearing impairment, noise and music, propagation of sound, types of waves, longitudinal and transversive, characteristics of sound waves, wavelength, frequency, time period, speed of the wave, relation between frequency and time period, pitch, loudness and quality, intensity of sound, speed of sound in different media, reflection of sound, echo, reverberation, uses of multiplication, reflection of sound, range of hearing, infrasonic and ultrasonic applications of ultrasound, sound, pollution, heat and temperature, transfer of heat, conduction, conversion, radiation, kinds of clothes we wear in summer and winter, units of temperature, centigrade, Fahrenheit and Kelvin, conversions, expansion of liquids due to heat, types of thermometers, thermal equilibrium, temperature and kinetic energy, specific heat, applications of specific heat capacity, principle of method of mixtures, determination of specific heat of a solid, evaporation, condensation, humidity, dew and fog, foiling, latent heat of vaporization, melting, latent heat of fusion, freezing, temperature, time graph, light, transparent, opaque and translucent objects, shadows and images, rectangular, propagation of light, a pinhole camera, regular and diffused reflection of light by plane surface, law of reflection, periscope, multiple images, kaleidoscope, characteristics of image formed by a plane mirrors, spherical mirrors and images, spectrum, wave nature of light, Fermat principle, sign conversion, refraction of light at plane surface, refraction index, absolute refractive index, relative of index, Snell's law, critical angle, total internal reflection, applications of total internal reflection, electricity, simple electric circuit and its components, conductors, insulators, Types of cells, dry and liquid, electric symbols and uses, series of parallel connection of cells and bulbs, heating effects of electricity, understanding of CFL, fuse and MCBs, chemical effects of electric current, good or poor, conducting liquids, electroplating, magnetic effects on electric current, electromagnet, electrobell, electric current, magnetic and electromagnetism, how magnets were discovered, magnets and non-magnetic materials, types of magnets, poles of magnet, properties of magnets, storing magnets safely, magnet compass, earth as a magnet, magnet induction, Oersted experiment, magnetic field, principles of metallurgy, occurrence of the metals in nature, ores, minerals, extraction of metals, activity series, concentration of dressing of the ore, hand picking, washing, fourth flotation, carbon and its compounds, allotropes of carbon, amperance forms, crystalline forms, diamond, graphite, Buckminster, Nanstal, versatile, nature of carbon, catenation, tetravalency, hydrocarbons, nomenclative, combustion, oxidation reactions, some natural phenomenon, the story of lighting, charging by rubbing, electric charge and properties of electric charge, types of charges and their interactions, transfer of charge, lighting safety, lighting conductors, earthquake, tsunami causes and effects, protective measures, stars and solar system, the moon surface, phases of moon, eclipse, solar and lunar eclipses, the stars, movement of stars, pole star, movement of the sun, solar system, planets and some other members of the solar system, artificial satellites, changes around us, slow, fast changes, temporary, permanent changes, natural and man-made changes, physical and chemical changes, rusting of iron, crystallization, galvanization, corrosion, rancidity, oxidation and reduction, matter, objects around us, properties of materials, physical nature of matter, characteristics of the particulars of matter, states of matter, properties of solids, liquids and gases, changes of state of matters, effect of change of temperature, atoms and molecules, law of chemical combination, law of conversions of mass, law of constant proportion, atom symbols of the atoms of different elements, atomic mass, atomic valency, molecules of elements, molecules of compounds, ion, cation, ions, polynomial ions, names and symbols of ion, formation of ions, breathing, chemical formulas. Classification of elements, the periodic table, chemical bonding, metals and non-metals, synthetic fibers and plastics, coal and petroleum, combustion, fuels and flame, air, acids, bases and salts, natural acid base indicators, synthetic acid base indicators, universal indicators, chemical properties of acids and bases, reaction of acids and bases with metals. Methodology 3 marks, definition, nature, structure of history of science, aims, values, instructional objects of teaching science and academic standards in science, methods of teaching science, teaching, learning material of teaching science, TLM in science, science laboratory, science teaching. Free education. Don't forget to like